Good evening. After a series of technical difficulties, I'm back. I'm live. And if anything else weird happens, I am not gonna try again, because that means universe doesn't actually want me to go live. However, each time a technical difficulty happened, I had to do a little shift on my end. So maybe I've finished shifting, and maybe now it's time to transmit some info. I was just thinking about signs from the universe, and something that I think is kind of funny is how the universe is probably presenting signs to us all the time. The universe is in constant feedback with us, giving us constant feedback on the vibration that we are emitting and the realm that we are grounding based on our resonance. But it's so funny how I don't think that we are yet in a state of constant inspiration. I have days where I feel profoundly inspired or I have epiphanies, but I'm not walking on clouds all day yet. I want to be grounded in my body, and I'm okay with experiencing emotions and weird stuff because, I'm interested in having a human experience and ascending in body, which is a longer process. So I'm not surprised that, things aren't on co-creation, auto-manifestation mode right now, because the universe is still communicating some things to us. There are some signs that are in our face. There are some signs that are blatant in our lives that we're kind of ignoring. We're kind of not recognizing as signs. We're kind of just like saying that a sign is like if you see 1111 or double digits 77 or 711, or you keep seeing a series of number. Yeah, sure, we all will recognize that as a sign and we'll look up the meaning. And we find a white feather on the floor, or we find a stone or a crystal. Yeah, we treat those as signs. But are there any hidden messages in your very regular life? Why does the universe need to give you such animated signs to tell you where you're at? Why do you need the numbers, and why do you need to wait for the feather or wait for the 1111? And why am I asking you that? Good question. I'm just channeling right now. Universe, why am I asking them that? It's because there are some signs in our everyday life that have become so loud that we are accustomed to ignoring the sign and reattributing it to mean something else. There are some signs in our everyday life that are asking us to redirect or shift in some way or another. And our subconscious may be noticing it, but our conscious mind, our waking free will self, is choosing to ignore it and to only validate the signs from the universe that come in angel numbers or feathers or, physical, special, spontaneous, miraculous things. Yeah, miracles are amazing, having a divine moment where it feels like you're tapped into the 5D and you're given a packet of 5D data, and then you come back into body and you feel much better. Those are great. Those moments are cool and all. But if you can embody even more and stay embodied even throughout your mundane life, universe is telling me that there are some components of divinity that are going to be in your everyday life that you've been seeing every single day. There are messages, there are requests from the universe for you to shift particular components of your life. Messages from the universe, they're embedded into your everyday life, and they are much more mundane than angel numbers and white feathers, if you get my drift. There are some messages that universe doesn't want to retranslate for us. Universe doesn't want to have to be the flexible one in giving us this message, because it's us who needs to learn how to embody more and to be more acutely aware of our actual physical surroundings so that we can attune ourselves to the divinity in our physical environment. Now, let's get multidimensional as an aside. All of us magical people, light workers, inspired people, empaths, metaphysical philosophers like me, energy healers, shamans in training. Yeah, we love going out of body. Yeah, going out of body's fun. Astral traveling is so fun. So fun. So fun. Really like making that mood board, making that vision board, and going through the manifestation processes and doing the ceremonies and having that me time and going in and out of body and translating information from the heavens and back. It's so fun. It's so fun being able to exist as spirit or spirit embodied. Right now, spirit is telling me that those of us who have the traveler's spirit, who have the ability to astral travel, to go out of body at any time at will, or sometimes unconsciously, those of us with the traveler's spirit are tasked with the challenge now to ground more than ever. Now, grounding, there are multiple layers of grounding. There is grounding your higher self into your body, and then there is grounding your body energy to the earth. So that's multiple layers. I can ground my physical body to the earth all the time, but if higher self is floating above me and is not embodied, the vibration that I'm grounding to the earth isn't that exciting. I don't feel very inspired by my grounded human body because the vibration that I chose to ground was not a super high one. Tangenting back, universe says there are signs in our everyday life that have the keys, that have key clues for the shifts that we need to make to continue to align with our highest vibrational reality. But we're so used to seeing them, and whether we realize it or not, ignoring them. We're so used to seeing those signs in our everyday life that we don't validate it as a sign and we don't recognize it as a component of the divine. So if we are blatantly ignoring signs from the divine, universe is infinite, but if universe wants you to learn how to perceive something in the physical, it's not going to change the message for you. We've got to learn how to attune ourselves to these new messages. What a special message I've received tonight. I wasn't planning on keeping this video on my page, but I'm gonna have to keep it up for a little bit because it feels very special. And let's take the message another step deeper. So, us light workers, energy readers, people interested in Ascension, we love the angel number signs. We love those little miracles. Ugh, we love Shavasana. We love the moment post-yoga class where we can meditate and go a little out of body. those of us with the traveler's spirit, those of us who can astral travel and who can activate light body and who have the ability to, utilize these 5D skills, those of us are being asked now to take all that magical power of astral traveling, of taking your juju and, exploring the realms. Take a moment and come back in. All of you. Universe asks us right now to recognize that our willingness to expand, our willingness to be so open and so expansive and willing to extend our consciousness to the farthest reach of infinite existence, of quantum existence. It's a lot of power that we were building. The further we went, the more we expanded, the more our life force energy increased. The more light our body became capable of holding. However, instead, what many of us did with all this increase in light is we kept our physical body at the same vibration, and we used the increase in light quantity, we used the increase in soul expansion to continue our explorations in the parallel dimensions, in the astral planes, etc. I'm not saying this was wrong. This clearly was necessary. But now what is necessary, according to universe, who's speaking to my heart, is to come all the way in. And universe is saying that we have learned a lot. Our astral body, our spiritual body that has been traversing the multitude of planes that we have access to, has learned so much and has taken in a lot of data. And by always staying a little out of body, we aren't ever able to ground all of the data into our conscious waking mind. If we can't ground the new data that we learn out there into our conscious waking mind, then we can't do anything with it in our real life. That's the message. So, whew. Oh, the message has ended. I think I can get another layer. Give me a second. Okay, so next layer in. Slightly a conclusion. So, the reason why universe is recommending to us now, or even challenging us, to take all of our infinite universal curiosities, all of that reaching quality that we have within ourselves, that we have been growing. The universe is, one, acknowledging all the amazing work that we've done. The universe is acknowledging that we've been expanding and growing our light and growing our light. But in tandem, the universe is also acknowledging that a lot of that light we've been expanding, we've been keeping outside of ourselves. We've been keeping it with the higher self that hasn't even fully embodied yet. And right now what universe is saying is you have the physical ability to embody all of that light, where in previous experiences you may have attempted to embody that light and it may have been very uncomfortable. I'm not promising you it's not going to be uncomfortable this time either. However, the message is, those of you who can astral travel, those of you with what I like to call the traveler's spirit, those of you who can access the multidimensional planes, it's a superpower. You're never going to lose that superpower, I promise you. And right now, the universe is saying the amount of exercise that you've been giving to that superpower has strengthened your ability to control it. And now the universe wants you, this is the next level, the universe wants you to take that strength of that superpower and turn it all inward, all of it, whoosh, that's the crown chakra, whoosh. The universe wants you to take all that you've got a little bit in past self, you've got a little bit in some future timelines, some parallel timelines, some alternate universes, you know what I mean? The universe is asking you now to take all of them and bring them back in. You have compiled so much crazy, incredible data, information from all of these parallel timelines that you have access to, that you've been traversing in your meditative states, in your sleep state, in your waking life, if you ever go out of body. Most people, in my opinion, are at least 20% out of body. And those are, I think, the highest vibrational people, in my opinion. Strong energy. Beautiful, strong energy. Okay, so those of us who have been growing our 5D superpowers, who have been really willing to explore the different dimensional planes and explore alchemy within our own bodies and explore quantum shifting, quantum leaps. The universe is recognizing the work. The universe is recognizing the strength and those skills that we've acquired. But the universe is also saying we might not realize all the strength we've acquired in those skills because we're not actually embodying those skills. It's like we get extra access to higher self, and so we create more portals in which we can access the other dimensional planes. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying the universe is saying this is what we've been doing. That resonates with me too. I can say, yeah, that makes sense. I think I could have been doing that. Yeah. And right now, the universe is saying we have so much control of that superpower, access to the light, that now is the time to bring it back in. All of it back into the heart. There's 2 levels of grounding. There's the grounding of soul into body, embodiment, and then there's the grounding of embodied self, of human self, H-U-E, of higher vibrational self, grounding into the earth. And as we know, that's the 5D grid we're activating when we do that. Back to the beginning. Looks like this was a 2-part message. 1, universe is telling us or asking us, hey, can you take the passion and wonder that you look at, the angel numbers, whenever you see 1111 or reoccurring digits in your life, whenever you see a totem or a sign that is kind of obvious and magical, the universe is asking you, can you look at the more mundane components of your physical reality that you might take even for granted or overlook? Can you take that magical, mystical curiosity that you feel about the signs that you've been validating in your life and turn that towards the more mundane components of your life? There could very well be a divinity, little aspects of divine vibration that universe has implanted into acute components of your daily life. And universe needs you to attune your vibration to be able to recognize those components. Universe isn't going to change those things so they're more obvious to you, because universe is asking us to attune ourselves and to make our energetic sensitivity and our ability to recognize signs and communicate with the universe and recognize blessings and really have a constant back and flow to co-create with our reality. The way to do that is to not only see the magic in the obvious, but to really see the magic and the divine in everyday life and everyday things. Whew. That's some beautiful information. Thanks, universe. Yeah. And it goes even deeper. This feels like a conclusion. So, 1, universe says, don't feel scared because you're so strong. you've just been needing to use your superpowers for other purposes in the other realms. And right now, you're ready to come fully into body and really start to pay attention to your surroundings and really start to recognize and attune yourself in a more precise way to the feeling of magic. When you see the clock strike 11:11, or when you see 777 for the 7th time in one day, that feeling of like, oh my gosh, oh, the universe is talking to me, oh yeah, that feeling is available to us all the time. There are elements of our everyday life that sparkle. They are signs. They will educate us and inform us of what to do next. As well, part 2. If you embody more of your soul, more of your higher self, if you embody it, if you're willing to, more and more and more, if you're willing to allow your spiritual senses to be more acute, if you are willing to look at your environment with all new eyes and recognize all the divine signs from the universe and from the magic of Mother Earth embedded within your everyday life in the most tiniest, most acute things, then you will be opening yourself up to receive and embody more higher self than you've ever embodied before. And with embodying these new, almost foreign, but well-practiced, well-traveled versions of our higher self, as we allow them all to embody, we will also get access to new divine 5D data from the other realms. And that is like the best. That's something I have personal experience with. This first part of the message of being more acutely aware of the magic in my everyday life, I'm taking that message to heart. That's definitely something that I could do. I love the friggin' angel numbers. I'm so grateful. Lately I've been seeing 17 and 711 around a lot, which is like so exciting. So part 1 of this message definitely feels like a challenge for me that I'm excited to take. Part 2 of the message is something that is my favorite part of being a light worker. It's astral traveling and then coming into body and learning all the new information that higher self acquired while on its travels. Ugh, that data is just so juicy. That's the data that I integrate that assists me in making many of my posts. And I did spend like 6 to 8 years acquiring that data. Then 3 to 5 years grounding that data. And at the end of that 10 to 13 year process, I'm here sharing with you. Wow. I am so glad I went live tonight. This did not go how I was expecting it to go, but it went even better. I actually got a straight up download from the universe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Universe rules. And we've got a lot of soul that's out there in the universe that we can bring into ourselves. We gotta integrate the energy, integrate the new information, and let the epiphanies come. Allow yourself to look at your external environment with new eyes. Everyday components of your everyday life, they need to be able to speak to you. In 5D, we have access to co-creation, which means we are in constant communication with our environment and with the collective, the awakened collective, the 5D collective. We are all in constant communication. It is a totally, a totally open realm. That's a new term. It's a totally open realm, and it's not open to everybody, obvi. It's open to those who vibrate at that resonance. And if we want to get there, we gotta trust that when we get there, It will be in divine timing. There is no rush. You are not late. It will happen when it happens. You got to enjoy the process. Please understand that when you're out of body, I feel like I'm quoting my guru right now. I had a guru the first 6 years of my awakening process when I was in my late teens, early 20s, when I was in college. And I just like see her in my mind right now being like, come into body. Just come into body. She used to get so frustrated with us. Yeah, we can't force people to come into body though, no matter how badly we want them to. That's got to be a voluntary process that's in alignment with our divine timing. It doesn't matter how bad any guru wants you to come into body. Even if it's with love, they can't force you to. They can only give you protocols to open you up. But, you know, we've got to bring that soul into body to strengthen us. Bring that soul into body to receive the data that we've acquired in our astral travels. Kitty. We got to bring that soul into body so that we can really become more acutely aware of the magic that is available to us in our everyday life, in our everyday mundane environment. The magic that's available to us is like how we communicate with the atoms around us, how we communicate with the molecules of our external reality. As we enter the higher vibrational planes, we may become more aware of the vibrational component of every single item and person that we come in contact with. Oh, I think we're already aware of that. I'm pretty aware of that already. So that means we have the ability now to hone even deeper. Ooh, and perhaps the reason that we need to bring all of ourselves into body right now, and we need to allow ourselves to look at the world, our worlds, our personal worlds, our physical life, not the news, not the shit, not the illusion, guys. Your real life, your world that's around you. If we're willing to look at our external realities with new eyes, willing to find divine messages from the divine, from the universe, from earth, and tiny components of our life that we wouldn't usually look at for signs, we will begin participating with our reality in a more 5-dimensional way. Because in 5D, like I said, we are participating in co-creation. So, okay, wow, I just can't believe I just pulled all that information in. Wow. Oh, this feels really good. Stop myself mid-sentence. Beautiful. And I'm grateful for the clarity. Wow. So, it's all divine. We want to go to 5D. We wonder what co-creation is. We wonder how it could possibly be possible for co-creation to be real, to be something, a superpower that we would have access to. Imagine that. Co-creation means auto-manifestation. It means that you're actively manifesting your physical environment. It's like the only reason that this couch is here is because I'm holding the mental equation of couch in my mind, in my conscious mind. Like right now, if I am not consciously making this couch, like, aware. If I have the power to make this couch a physical component of my reality, it's occurring subconsciously. However, if we want to start to really experience life in the 5th dimension, we have to recognize that means that we will be participating in co-creation. And co-creation is that constant give and take, flux and flow, constant communication and feedback from your environment and the energies around you and the people around you. So I guess it really makes sense that my message that I've channeled tonight is that we need to, 1, take all of the different astral traveling components of ourself and all of the higher self that's been out collecting data in the other realms. First part of this message is to let all those parts of yourself come home. It's time to come home, everyone. And the home is your body in the now moment. So bring all that higher self, all those different versions of you home, because they hold data for you that it's time to ground in the physical body. And when you can ground that data in the physical body, whole new epiphanies are going to come online for your brain. And of course, you'll continue and you'll ground that energy into the earth and we'll activate 5D grid. Yeah, part 2. More higher self is embodied, and we become more acutely aware of our external environment. A major part of the message tonight was not just waiting for the angel numbers and not just waiting to see, a white feather or for some profoundly obvious divine message. The message tonight is about becoming more acutely aware of the more mundane components of your everyday life and how they can communicate divine messages to you. And to understand that in the 5th dimension, when resonating in the 5th dimension, when participating in co-creation, that's what we're doing. We are constantly communicating and allowing or disallowing the components of our external reality to manifest and unmanifest. I always wondered, how the hell are we going to go from a human with a higher self and physical things around us to an embodied human who's actively co-creating and manifesting every single thing they see, and nothing in their environment is something they haven't manifested? I have wondered that for the 10 plus years that I have been on this magical journey. So I am feeling so freaking amazing right now that universe just gave me that missing piece live on my freaking Instagram. And the funniest part is, there is not a single soul on here right now. So I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking to future people who are going to be clicking on this video at a later date. It's actually kind of nice that no one's on here. I feel less exposed. I feel kind of safe as I channel some profound information. Okay, so I feel like this key that I received tonight is really exciting, super freaking crucial. Ooh, I'm heating up. And I get it. Okay, it makes sense. This is how co-creation is going to come online for us as a superpower. This is how it's going to happen. It's going to happen by allowing more versions of ourselves to come into body, and then allowing ourselves to have an infinitely acute and hyper-aware relationship with our mundane physical reality. Being willing to see divine signs and magic. Being willing to receive messages from the universe and from yourself in everyday things. And if we can start to attune our consciousness to that perspective, if we can start to attune our perspective and focus to those 2 main things I've discussed tonight, those will be the first beginning toddler steps towards learning how to function in the realm of co-creation. And thank you, universe, for giving these tools to us in baby steps. I understand that universe is divine and that this whole process is divine. I'm so freaking grateful that I could pull in some of this info tonight. See, I knew Spirit needed me to go live. I wasn't totally sure why I needed to go live. I thought maybe people had questions. But it turns out universe had a big old message to share with me. And I'm so grateful that this platform is available for me to share it with you. Wow. I'm sending all my love to you, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're resonating as. And I challenge you to close your eyes and take a deep breath and allow your third eye to be open. Allow your crown chakra to be open. But start to take all your 5D superpowers, all of your light body powers, and turn them inward for a moment and take all the different versions of yourself that have been traversing the astral planes and the quantum fields, multidimensional planes available to us. There's a lot of data you've acquired out there. It's time to bring that self back into your physical body. Spirit is telling me to also mention that acquiring your higher self and your astral selves that have been out of body for a long time into your physical body. Spirit's telling me that I'm making it sound too easy right now. Okay, sorry. I'm making it sound too easy. It's not as easy as it seems. I trained with the guru for 6+ years to learn particular protocols to bring my higher self into body, and I think that's why I speak about it as if it's just a natural thing. Here's what I can recommend to you as something that may assist you to bring your higher self into body. This isn't what I learned with my guru. I did a particular movement protocol with her for several years. And I hope that what I can offer is some kind of more specific information that's not going to require years of study for you. Something I can tell you right now. So what I think I can tell you right now is meditate. But the quality of your meditation is usually of shining energy and resonating energy. And the universe is asking you to invert that energy right now and to become a black hole. A black hole in your own universe. We each have our own multidimensional universe that we are existing and traversing and manifesting upon and through as part of our divine experience as a soul. So, each of us have our own versions of parallel realities. And now is the time to suck all of those versions back into the heart and integrate all of the information that we have acquired in our many, many astral travels and more. So, in your meditation, first you will call upon Holy Spirit. First you will call upon divine light, benevolent earth energies to watch over you and to protect you. And then you will call upon your higher self. And you will call upon all versions of your multidimensional self. And you will call upon them to enter into you through your crown chakra. If you feel tension in your upper traps while you're doing this meditation, they may be trying to enter through here too, directly into the heart chakra. That's totally possible. Just, shake them out, let it happen, breathe. So, if you are more of a visual person, then you can just visualize after you've asked the universe and heavenly benevolent energies to protect you in your meditation. You can visualize that your heart and solar plexus are like a black hole. But what I'm seeing is like a black hole with like stars in it. And this black hole has the energy to magnetize like a gravity, like you're your own planet that has its own magnetic field. And you are going to take that magnetic field and you are going to allow all the different multidimensional versions of yourself, higher self, to fully embody. And you are going to breathe in your meditation and you are going to hold that visual until Spirit says you have had enough. You will breathe and you will hold space of gratitude. And when you exit the meditation, be willing to look at your external reality with new eyes. We have whole new senses coming online. The way that we participate with our external reality is upgrading. I mean, co-creation is me saying, apple, bloop, apple appears. So how are we going to be able to have a relationship with the atoms around us, with the molecules around us? These are the first steps. First, bring all of yourself into body. Second, reinvent what divine messages are for you. Reinvent what a universal message is for you. As in, reinvent the qualifications that you put upon something before you can decide whether or not it was divine and intended to tell you something. Understand that everything is divine and intended to tell you something. Everything is a divine message. Everything that happens to you is divine. All of it. So look at your life with whole new eyes. Notice the acute magic in everything. And really, universe wants us to be able to continue to ground 5D. Universe wants us to be able to co-create. And these are the steps that we need to take so that we can start to participate with our physical realities in a more magical way as alchemists. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for being here. If you want to hear more of my messages, you can go on my YouTube page. You can click the link in my bio, go to my website, lovesteadylife.com, and there you can find my blog posts and a link to my YouTube. You can book a reading with me. You can book a phone chat with me. I feel amazing now. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so good. Have a good night, everybody. And if you're seeing this in the morning, have a beautiful day.